Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Let's Talk Football. My name is Liam. Today, we are going to be looking at the Champions League fixtures taking place midweek. There are some absolutely massive games, so we're going to take a look at each fixture, talk about some of the news and stories going into it. Then we're also going to make predictions on the match and then on the tie. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Make sure you hit that like button. And if you enjoy the video, subscribe and get involved in the comment section. That's what the whole premise of this channel is. Let's talk football. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts, opinions, and predictions. All right, so let's just kick things off and get into it. The first tie on Tuesday that we are going to take a look at is Inter Milan versus Atletico Madrid. Two absolutely massive and historic European teams. They will battle it out at the San Siro Stadium in Milan, one of the most famous stadiums in world football. Let's take a look first at Inter Milan, the home team. Let's take a look at some of the numbers and stats of their season so far. In the Champions League, in the group stages, they did finish second place in Group D. They were tied with Real Sociedad for top spot on 12 points, only missing out on goal difference. At the current time of recording, they are top of Serie A on 63 points, which is 9 points above second place Juventus. They are on an absolutely fantastic run. They have not lost since December 20th versus Bologna. So form going into this game could not be better for the Italian Giants. They're going to go pretty confident into this fixture, I think. I think they may even be the betting favorites if you are into stuff like that. On a bit of a personal note, I am really interested in this game because of a certain Canadian that could be involved, Tajon Buchanan. He made his Serie A debut for Inter Milan last match week. He is the first Canadian ever to play in Italy's top division. I think Inter Milan have a really good thing going at the moment. They're a difficult team to break down, and they have serious goal-scoring threat as well. But let's look across the field who they will be coming up against. Atletico Madrid. In their group stage campaign, they topped their group, finishing on 14 points. In La Liga, they are sitting fourth, so not the best from them, but they're only 11 points behind first place Real Madrid, so not out of the race yet. However, form has not been kind to Diego Simeone's men. Only 2 wins in their last 5 matches, all competition. But it's Atletico Madrid. They are weird in Europe. Diego Simeone is able to get something out of them, and they're usually able to just pull off a close result, scrape out a really ugly victory, and do rather well in Europe's top competition. To make my prediction for this game and then fixture, I'm going to say on the day in Italy, a 1-0 victory for Inter Milan. Overall in the tie, I do have Inter Milan going through 2-1 over the 2 legs. Moving to the second game on Tuesday, we do see PSV Eindhoven versus Borussia Dortmund. A very interesting game, actually. Maybe, wasn't what people predicted, but 2 very good teams, especially recently in Europe's competitions. Starting off with the home team, PSV Eindhoven. They were second place in their group. They finished on 9 points behind Arsenal, who had 13. However, domestically in the Eredivisie, they have been absolutely unbelievable. Top spot, 62 points, 10 points above second place Feyenoord, and they have yet to lose a domestic game. Incredible from them. If you're looking at Borussia Dortmund, they topped their Champions League group, shockingly, because it was the group of death, including Newcastle, PSG, and AC Milan. They beat Newcastle both times. And as well, they defeated AC Milan on one of the occasions. In the Bundesliga, they're sitting fourth, but they haven't lost since December 9th versus RB Leipzig. So really, I think this one could go either way. I think both of these teams are really happy with the draw, and they're going, we can make something of this. We can get into the next stage of the competition. Maybe a bit of smaller teams in terms of Champions League standards. I mean, Borussia Dortmund had their time, under the Jurgen Klopp era, but this is a great opportunity for them to make a little bit of a run in this competition and see what they can do versus Europe's big boys. On the day, I'm going to say a 1-1 draw in the Netherlands. Then I think overall the two legs, I'm going to go for a 3-2 Borussia Dortmund to advance. I think they maybe have a little bit more quality overall between the two sides, but I think this is going to be a really exciting tie. I don't think there's going to be much to split them. I think both clubs are going to really commit to this and really, really show what they're capable of. All right, let's move to the Wednesday fixtures. The first Premier League team in action. It is FC Porto hosting Arsenal. Porto were in an interesting group as well in their group stage campaign. They finished second in the group, tied with Barcelona on 12 points. Domestically, they see themselves third on 48 points. Top spot is Benfica on 55. So that title race is still well and truly on as well. And again, as a bit of a personal connection as a Canadian, Stefan Eustáquio is part of the Porto squad. I'm really looking forward to seeing if he can contribute and add something to not only this game, but this tie against opposition such as Arsenal. That's a really big challenge and the perfect stage to showcase what you're capable of. And I think Porto are really going to try to compete versus Arsenal, but we know how tough this is going to be. The Gunners have been flying recently. They finished top of their group in the Champions League on 13 points. They are currently second in the Premier League on 55. And they have scored 21 goals in their last 5 Premier League games. I mean, what more can you say? Mikel Arteta has this team absolutely flying right now. Defensively, they've been very solid as well. They're not conceding too many crap goals. That game versus Liverpool was a little bit weird, and there were some bad goals that went in. But this team right now is looking like a serious contender in this competition. On the day away in Portugal, I'm going to give Arsenal the victory 2-1 on the first day. Overall in the tie, I see Arsenal somewhat comfortably moving on here. 4-1 over the two legs. And finally, for the Wednesday fixtures and this week's Champions League fixtures, it is Napoli versus Barcelona. Now, absolute anarchy and turmoil surrounding Napoli at the moment. As of recording, about half an hour ago, it is official. They have sacked their manager, Walter Mazzarri. He is out. They are moving on past him. Incoming is Francesco Calzona. He's their third manager this season, and he's also the manager of the Slovakian national team. He's not quitting that. He's doing both duties. I think this just shows how much anarchy is happening at Napoli behind the scenes this season. Coming off of their greatest year, winning Serie A, so good last season, this year has been a shell of what it could have been. Currently in Serie A, they are 9th. They only have 2 wins in their last 5 games. In their Champions League group, they did finish second, 10 points. Real Madrid topped the group with 18. So quite a substantial gap. And in a weird way, it's not much better across the park at FC Barcelona. They did top Group H with 12 points, but they did lose 2 games in that group, which was a very comfortable and easy group. They are third in La Liga with 54 points. Of course, top spot is Real Madrid with 62, so that gap is rather substantial. Just recently, they had a game versus Celta Vigo where they needed a 97th minute Robert Lewandowski penalty to rescue the victory. Xavi is out at the end of the season. They don't play very good football. Yes, they have some very good, bright, young talent coming through. I mean, Yamal looks incredible for his age, but there's something not working at Barcelona. They're not the team that they're supposed to be or should be. This tie, honestly, I think could go either way. It's kind of a crapshoot in terms of who's going to have the better day, because, I mean, I think both these teams have had quite a few bad days. We'll see if they can have good days on the occasion. Match day 1 in Napoli. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw before going back to Barcelona, where I think Barcelona will have enough to put it together and get the result they need, 2-1 on aggregate, moving on and advancing. That one there, I honestly could go either way. I think it will be a very close, low-scoring one. I know there's some exceptional attacking talent. I mean, Lewandowski, Victor Osimhen, the lists go on and on of who the great players that are there. But I just have a feeling that just is not gonna, the chess pieces aren't going to align, and it's not going to be good football from either side. Now we'll see what Francesco Calzona brings in. Maybe he's able to steady the ship a little bit, bring in some better football. Maybe Napoli can turn their season somewhat around and salvage a bit of a season after the great year they had last year. So I'll hold judgment for that one. Maybe I'll do an updated prediction based on the match day 1 results. Maybe I'll do a quick little post or something about that. Let me know if that's something you would like to see. Drop your predictions as well in the comment section. I would love to hear from you guys. Each of these games, who do you think is going to advance? Who should I keep an eye out for? What players should I be watching? What games are you most excited for? And who do you think will be a Champions League winner this season? What team do you have as favorites? For myself, Liam, here at Let's Talk Football, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe. We will see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.